What up? This is Robert Ory.
Or three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
Almost forgot to start the video on this one. Holy crap. Welcome to it, man. It's the Big Shot Bob pod. We've done this 203 times. That's B-Dog Brandon Harper. I'm Rob Jenner. And spanning the globe, like ESPN's Wide World of Sports, is Robert Ory, 7-time NBA champion, Compass Sports broadcaster, Lakers broadcaster. You're working the tournament. You're working the Final Four. You're going to China. Your March sucks.
Yeah. It's so funny now. I usually wake up every morning at 6 o'clock, but now I'm waking up at 7, 7:30, 8. I'm like even though this is before we pushed ahead because I'm just doing so much travel. But it's fun though, man. I didn't think I would like doing college games as much as I have. It's so much fun to watch college. It is so much fun.
Yeah. So you're working. We just went over this before the show started because we're trying to figure out when we're going to tape the next few shows. But you are going to what? You got the Big Ten tournament. Is that what you said you're working next?
Yeah, I got a Big Ten tournament. Leave for that on Thursday. That's in Indiana.
Okay.
Then I come back and then I go to Vegas, which is fun part. Then I go to Vegas again, and then I'm off to China. And so,
is it another NBA ambassador thing to China? Is that the?
Yes, but it's a quick trip. It's like I think I go one day, I'm there for 2 days, and I'm back the next day. I'll be back before you know it. I love those trips like that because you get paid a lot of money for that.
to be there for like 48 hours. I'll tell you what though, it's a long ass flight to be there for 2 days.
I know, but you know what? The best part about that is I never change time zones. I never change over. So it's like I'll sleep whenever I want to sleep because they're like, "Hey, you want to go to this event?" I said, "Do I have to?" Nope. All right, I'm asleep.
Yeah.
And then, so when I get back, I'm not jet lagged.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Well, welcome back. Good to see everybody. We got a lot of stuff going on. We're a little bit day late this week. We had a busy week. As you know, Rob's schedule sucks. Mine was crazy. We're 2 weeks from opening day, so things over here are
Harp's
nuts.
crazy.
Harp's crazy. Everybody's crazy. So I don't know if he's busy as much as he's just crazy, but we're all just trying to get through. March is a grind for everybody, damn it. We got a lot to do.
That's why it's called March Madness.
I tell you what, man, dude, you ain't kidding, man. There's a lot going on. Well, I don't know. I mean, where do you want to start? Because there's just so much happening. I got Joker and Shay stuff. We got the Cavs. We got the Lakers. We got Steph. We got NFL free agency. There's so much crap going on this week.
Let's start with Steph, because we hardly ever talk about Steph.
We haven't talked about not recently. We haven't talked about Steph a lot. All right, let's start with Steph. So Steph was 2 3-pointers away the other night from being short of the only player to make 4,000 threes in NBA history. That's a hell of a. That was one of those. I didn't know he was like anywhere near a number like that until I saw them, and it was like Steph's chasing history, and I'm like, oh. That's an absurd number is what that is. That's dumb. But despite he didn't give a short Monday night, I think he's got the another game coming up here, I think tonight. But his record against the Trailblazers, I didn't know this. He goes back. He hasn't lost to Portland in 1,469 days. The last time they lost to the Portland Trailblazers, Jimmy Butler was playing for the Heat, and the Warriors were fighting for a spot in the inaugural play-in tournament. That was the last time they lost to the friggin' Portland Trailblazers. And then the other news with him was that he accepted a role to be the assistant GM at Davidson. He played there from 2006 to 2009. He became the first active player in the U.S. to go pro and to take an NCAA administrative job. That's pretty weird. I mean, it's cool, but I mean, obviously, to me, that's like the sign that, okay, the NBA career's pretty much winding down now.
Well, I don't think it's winding down.
Well, I mean, but there's not a long, there's not a long off ramp to retirement for Steph Curry.
He's preparing for the future.
Exactly.
What do you mean it's not winding down? It is winding down.
Well, once you step into the NBA, it's winding down. But
okay. Now you got now you get technical.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, if you want to do that. But
now you're working on technicality.
Yeah, but how much time do you think he's got left in him?
I think he got about 4 or 5 more years.
You think he's got 5 more years in him?
He's not playing 5 more years, bro.
You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
Because even if Steph could do it, I don't think he's going to do it.
Why?
because I just think the preparation of going into it each season and depending on where the team is and if he's going to want to contend, he's not going to want to go anywhere else because he's going to retire as a Warrior. But you don't know what the state of the Warriors is going to look like 3 years from now, let alone 5.
Well, some guys love the game and they just want to play and be a part of it. So, I think he's one of those guys. We always talk about LeBron's love for it. I think Steph loves the game too. I think he's out there competing. He enjoys it. So I don't know. None of us know. So we're just going to have to sit back and wait and see what happens.
I guess LeBron ain't playing 5 more years.
No, hell no. I think LeBron has got
No. I'm just talking about the love LeBron has for the game. Who wants to play till they fucking 40? Oh, LeBron.
Oh, so, LeBron. But I guess that's the other question too. Physically, where is Steph going to be in a couple of years? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like this. We talked about this 100 times. You hit that point in your career where you're like, your body's like, this is fun, but I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, and it was, and you really think about Steph's career. Early on, he had a couple of injuries, but he really hadn't had any significant injuries, man. You think about when he fell and broke his hand or his wrist.
Yeah.
I think that helped him more than it hurt him because he came back so much bigger and stronger. It was weird because his body transformed from, I don't know how much weight he put on, but you could really tell that he put on some muscle, which will help you throughout your career. So, I'm really interested to see what he would do with that. But also, I think with Davidson, they're smart. They know this world of NIL is about to change, keep changing, and we don't know. And who, like, if you really think about it, you said Davidson? What the hell is Davidson? I mean, we played Davidson one time. Like, who the fuck is Davidson? and I think that's another thing. You need to bring some recognition to a little small school because there's so many good players out there out of high school now getting forgotten about because these teams these college teams are bypassing these kids because they want all these damn portal kids. You think about it, it'd be like 10,000 guys in the portal, and you got all these high school kids that could go somewhere but can't because of all these schools want portals. So now Davidson be like, listen, we got to start a program. I know you high school, you come in for a couple of years. We got Steph Curry, might get some NIL money. You stay here, we build a program. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just spitballing, but who knows, man? Because that's the way it is. You think what Bill Belichick is doing in North Carolina? Every school is going to start doing that now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Every school's going to try to. But at the same time, North Carolina is fortunate to land somebody like Bill Belichick. You got to have a cachet that comes along with it in order to be able to establish that feeder system that he's trying to establish in North Carolina. You'll try, but look, there's a difference between some random dude trying to do it and then a 6-time Super Bowl winner and highly respected and highly regarded coach and Hall of Fame coach at that.
Right, but I think to Rob's point is exactly why Davidson did what they did. You go get arguably the most famous alumnus you've ever had from the school, right. and you bring him into the athletic program so that even if he's barely involved, right. he's there in name, and you can go, it's Steph, and everyone's, oh shit, we know Steph, So I think schools that have the ability to do that are probably going to try. Now, Bill Belichick has no correlation to North Carolina at all, except the dollar signs that probably got thrown in his lap from that school to come take that job. But I think that you're just going to try and see schools have to find more creative ways because traditional recruiting is more or less kind of dead now. It's not that it's dead, but like if you're a program and you don't recruit well, you don't have to lean only on your recruiting like, oh shit, we didn't recruit a quality quarterback to take over when this guy goes to the league. We can go find one in NIL. Our secondary sucks. We can go buy a new one. You know what I mean? It's just so different in college athletics now that to be a program that can go out and get people like that and build an NIL collective, you're going to have to find ways to get names involved with the program, especially for small schools like Davidson. So I think this was a hugely smart move for them, especially giving him the opportunity to do it while he's still playing.
And a school like Davidson, you have to, because what other, unless I'm forgetting, what other notable athlete do you have that attended that university?
No clue. I don't even know.
What other notable person in general do you have that attend? Now, like I said, I could be completely wrong and pardon my ignorance.
Yeah, someone could come back and throw us and be like, Dr. J played at Davidson. We're like, oh shit, my bad. Like we didn't know, but I don't know. I don't think
so. I mean, in this world of NIL, when you have a small school like Davidson and you have a guy like Steph Curry, who is one of the greatest just players and ambassadors that this league has ever seen, of course you go do what you need to do because you're already at a disadvantage. So, yeah, you use what you have at your disposal.
Yeah, big time.
And where is Davidson again?
I think it's North Carolina.
I don't know. I really don't. I'm not even lying. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see if Siri knows. Hey, Siri, where's Davidson?
I think Siri answered too soon.
Yeah, no, she don't know.
So I think
Siri, where's Davidson University? Davidson College is in. Oh, she's just giving me a map. I don't need a. Oh, it's in North Carolina. Okay, Davidson, North Carolina. Yeah, good job.
Yeah,
you got it.
Kind of figured that since his dad was in North Carolina playing at the time.
She populates a map. I'm like, why can't you just tell me where the hell this is? Zooming out like an idiot. Where is it?
Yeah, it's in North Carolina.
And it is it's north of Charlotte. Okay, it's north of Charlotte. I was trying to figure out where it was in relation to something we knew.
And you know the name of their conference?
Davidson?
Yeah.
What is Davidson playing? The All-American or something? Or the
No,
American
the
Athletic?
A10.
Oh, the A10. Okay, sure. Yeah.
What the freak is an A10?
I don't know.
I think that's the Atlantic 10.
Yeah, it might be. Or you know what it is? It's the reason we need Steph Curry on our payroll. Is what it is. That's what
they got.
what conference we're playing.
They got St. Joseph. They got George Washington. They got the Davis and LaSalle. You remember back in the day when LaSalle used to always make.
I remember that. They used to get in the tournament all the time. Yeah.
And the Richmond Spiders. So yeah.
Okay, so there's teams that you know. I mean, it's
and Dayton. Dayton always makes noise. So they got some good schools over there.
Those aren't bad schools. Those aren't bad. The thing is, it's a small division. It's not ever going to be like the Big Ten or the SEC or the ACC or any of that crap, depending upon where those divisions ever even end up.
Well, hell, the ACC ain't like the Big Ten or the SEC.
The ACC is hanging on by a thread. It's got like 3 teams, and it's everybody else.
It's only 2 real. Well, at least football-wise, it's 2 real conferences, and then pretty much everybody else.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, more or less. All right, well, let's look. We should probably talk about the Lakers a little bit here, and I just say it because.
Hold on, we don't want to get in trouble with Charles Barkley now.
It's okay. We're fine. We can talk shit. We're not on ESPN. We're good.
Sure,
we're good.
I haven't seen it yet. I heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
You ain't seen that clip?
Are you talking about the rant against ESPN?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about he called
Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah. He called him a fool.
That was the rant.
And that whole. I mean, because he even said he's like people just down there just making shit up. They're just making stuff up, just saying stuff to say stuff without watching the game. And they watch.
Have y'all seen that clip? Have y'all seen his SNL clip?
Oh yeah, that was funny with
that shit
Keenan.
Was funny.
Keenan is Kendrick Perkins. He's like, Stephen A. got paid. I'm just saying stuff. I need to get some of that Stephen A. money. We didn't think they were going to stick around long at the 2 seed, just because the West is so crowded at the top. But you drop a couple games in a row, and then all of a sudden Denver passes you up. You got Memphis and Houston both sitting right there. I think like a half a game back of the Lakers. So, and now you're dealing with this LeBron injury. And you have a night where you don't play him. Luka did not have a good night against Brooklyn. He was 8 for 26, second worst shooting night of his career. AR didn't really step up there. So I guess the question to you is, do we know anything about this LeBron injury, the groin? How long it's going to hold him out, and what happens in, I don't know, 3-4 weeks if he's still a little hampered here? I mean, does the Lakers are winning the championship parade that we had last week come to an abrupt end?
It's going to put him in a tough position, man. You think about with LeBron being out and the schedule they got coming up, man, they got Denver, Milwaukee, the Suns. The only team they got that's like not so good is the Spurs, because I'm saying that because of Wemby's out, but they still got, Fox. But so they might lose 7 in a row right here. And if you lose 7 in a row, it's going to put you in a really bad position.
How do you get to 7 in a row? What are you looking at?
Because they've already lost 3 in a row. And so they got 4 more games coming up that they could possibly lose. That could be 7 in a row right there.
It's when I looked at the schedule, I mean, they got to play the Nuggets again. It was a couple other games where I looked, I said, I mean, obviously you don't want to see anybody get hurt. But I'm like, dang, LeBron got hurt at the wrong time.
Exactly. With this gauntlet coming up.
Well,
They can literally, because they're in the 3 seed right now.
Yeah, you're sitting at 3. You very easily could be in the 4 or 5 by the weekend if you continue to drop off.
Yeah.
And I think obviously the goal is stay out of the play-in. Just stay in the play-off picture and get the hell out of the play-in. But I went back and I looked at the numbers since 2018. The Lakers without LeBron, give or take, are like a 500 team.
Yeah.
9-18 his first year, then 2-2, then 12-15, 8-18, 13-14, 6-5 in this season, 3-3. So I mean, you're about a 500 team, maybe a little subpar of that. And in the way the West is grouped up, I don't know if you want to be a 500 team going down the stretch right here.
Yeah, because you look at they got Milwaukee, Denver, Phoenix, San Antonio's a 1 game they might be able to win. Then Denver, Milwaukee, Chicago, Orlando, Indiana, Chicago, Memphis, all those teams. I know people like
Those
Orlando.
are tough,
Orlando's
though.
good.
Memphis is playing really well.
Yeah, I think they have like the 3rd or 2nd toughest schedule going into the end of the season.
The
And
first.
First
Is
now?
it the first?
Yes, they have the toughest schedule, the remaining schedule.
Yeah.
Toughest remaining.
Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, and
So-
so like, where do you know? I mean, obviously you're more connected to this than we are because we're just seeing reports. But like, where is this injury for him? I saw Rich Paul. Was it yesterday?
I'm a little more connected.
Connected to what? To your goddamn phone? Yeah, so am I. Yeah.
Look, I got sources.
Yeah, we're talking to him. Yeah, there's your source right there. I see his ass. So Harper's source, if you care to speak under the guise of anonymity, that's fine. What do you know about this event?
Let's see what Harp's source is saying right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Just to compare what my source is saying.
Oh, my sources are saying let you speak.
I love that.
It's the same injury he had in Christmas back when he was playing the Golden State Warriors a couple years back.
Okay.
But it's not as severe. And they say really he's just if he had to play, he could play, but they want to make sure he's healthy. But it's just a day-to-day thing for him. And so I think for them, I think he'll be back. What they say is he'll be back sooner than later, depending on how these games go.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably a lot of that's gonna depend on how the next probably 2 or 3 shake out.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it was like a day-to-day. I thought it was at least a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's what they said a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they said a couple weeks just to be on the precautionary side. But yeah. But if you really think it now the superstars are always, a week or 2 weeks, Yeah, it's because especially when it comes to the groin, they want to make sure you 100 because if you come back with a groin, you can, you'd be like AD out for the rest of the year. So
and that was the other thing too, was like when they were talking about him hurting himself the other night, they're like, he said he didn't hear it pop.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh God, like everything about the idea of a groin muscle popping just made my skin crawl.
But that's a good thing.
Pop.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. But I will say this. LeBron is a competitor and he wants to be on the floor. So obviously, I'm pretty sure he's had doctors and people who advise him. They have to protect him from himself when you have a competitor like that.
Yeah.
But the way I see it with a groin, because it's so tricky and you just never know and they can linger depending on the severity, depending on how far the Lakers fall and how they look during this stretch, I would probably sit LeBron into the playoffs just to make sure, as long as you can probably stay out of the play-in, I would probably sit LeBron into the playoffs because a groin is so tricky and you're going to need him. You need him at full strength and you need him healthy and you don't need this to be a lingering injury, especially at 40 years old.
True.
Yeah, no, big time. So here was, then you talk about like, well, how crucial is it to the Lakers? Obviously, it's hugely important. We just talked about that. But here's by the numbers. Players averaging 25 points a game, 7 rebounds a game, and 7 assists per game this season. There are 3 of them. LeBron, Luka, and Joker. So 2 of your 3 on that stat line play for the Lakers. So with LeBron out, that really, it puts you, it's a significant knock. And for people that love to shit on LeBron and hate on LeBron James, the numbers don't lie. The dude's still playing, and we talked about last week with the MVP numbers. He's playing just as well as he's played arguably in his entire career at 40 years old which melts my brain. So you have to have some respect for that. And the fact that he's one of 3 guys with those kinds of numbers right now is bananas.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible, man, what he's doing. And I think, that's why, sometimes, people be like, well, that's why he's the best, because his longevity. And I can totally agree with them, because it's hard to play in this league with this type of energy. Think about it. He's still doing MVP numbers at 40. Who can do that shit, man?
No. I mean,
not even,
you've said it before.
Kareem couldn't even do that shit. And he's probably one athlete we look as, the guy has done the most, in basketball history as far as longevity. So it's just amazing, man.
It's crazy. All right. Well, look, we brought up Joker here when we talked about these numbers. So I do want to talk about the MVP race, because as much as we are on the and I'm very much Shay deserves this thing, the way he's played, Joker might be playing better than he's played in years, which is saying a lot, because he's won a few MVPs in that stretch. Mm-hmm. The other night he went for 35 at 18 on a 15 for 20 night, and that was against OKC. They're having 2 of arguably the best seasons in the NBA at the same time in NBA history, even though Shay remains the favorite. Again, I'm a numbers person. I like to look at the numbers. Here's the numbers. Jokić is averaging 32.3 points per game, the second highest in NBA history. Shay's 31.1. So they're right there. They're pretty much in step. Mm-hmm. Shay's leading, by the way, 32.8. Sorry, 32.8 points per game. Jokić, 12.8 rebounds per game. He's third. Shay's got only about 5, so he's 74th. He's way back on that list. Jokić, 10.4 assists per game, second in the league. Shay, 6.2, so he's back at 15th. Steals, Joker, 1.8 steals per game. Shay, 1.8 steals per game, both tied for second. Triple doubles, Joker has 28 this season. Shay has not put one up. Now, again,
I don't think SGA will put one up.
I don't think so either. He's not that kind of guy. But when you look at those numbers, yes, points per game are right in lockstep with each other. But then Joker takes a decidedly higher step up in almost every other category, which is kind of crazy for a big man to have those kinds of numbers. I mean, rebounds, sure, I get. But assists, just triple doubles. I mean, he's moving the basketball well. He's playing great basketball. So when you look at the MVP race, for me, it's like, man, right now between the two of them, it's a coin toss for me.
You know what? I think we've seen Joker do these numbers over and over and over. So he's spoiled us. He's MJ now. He's Kobe now. And so we're like, that's just him being him. And so sometimes when guys are doing numbers like this on a consistent basis, we expect them to do something extraordinary. But if this dude, man, at the beginning of the year, I think, he was trying to get his rhythm, and that's why we would kind of put him to the side, and Shay started out hot. But if he would have started out like this, shit, it wouldn't even be close, man. Because if he would have started out like this, their record wouldn't be as bad as is. But when I say bad, it's not bad.
Right, it's not bad. They're the second seed, but it would have been better. But we did have that stretch. It was probably around New Year's where we were like, the hell's going on with Denver?
I know it.
You know what I mean? Like, we had that whole conversation on the show. Like, what happened to the Nuggets? And now, just like that, here they are.
Yeah, and I think for me, it's like, they had so many pieces leave, so many pieces added. And the one main is Murray and Jokić, and now Murray's playing a lot better. We put all this on Jokić, like the team wasn't playing with. Well, it's Jokic's fault. It's actually Murray's fault. Murray fucking sucked at the beginning of the year. He wasn't playing Murray basketball, and now he's playing way better. And so for me, it's just like, to put these numbers up. The only thing that would help the Joker to win MVP, if he just all of a sudden is going off for 3 or 4 straight 40 or 50 balls, and then they're going oh shit, it's the Joker's. But the Joker's not that type. He's not that selfish where he can do, he'll do that. And SGA he's that selfish where he going to get his, and his teammates will allow him to get his, even though the Joker's teammates will let him get him. But SGA kind of is like the guy who okay, because they're so young and they get off on that type of stuff, oh, he got a 50 ball. Oh, keep it going to him, instead of just trying to, play it the right way like Denver does, because they're an older veteran team.
And the fact of the matter is, man, SGA is doing all this in the West. With them being as young as they are, and dominating the way they are is it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't take anything away from them if they were doing this in the East, because I don't take anything away from Cleveland. The way they're playing is absolutely amazing.
And we'll talk about them in a minute.
But to be able to do what they're doing in the Western Conference, you think about it, a lot of their team is made up of second-round picks. You know, that team is wonderfully built.
You know, second-round pick on that team?
All them guys ain't first-round picks.
Those starters are.
I mean, not all of them.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I'm going to have to go check, but I don't think so.
That can't be.
Chet, first round. SGA, first round.
Okay.
Jalen, first round. Who else was like that starting line?
They got some second round picks on there.
No, you forget Oklahoma had all those. They still got 1,000 first round picks. So no, I don't think so.
They got first round picks in their pocket. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that I know. Yeah.
But I'm talking okay.
Yeah, I mean, there are some first round picks in this roster, but there are a lot of rando second round picks, guys that are in here getting it done. And of course, there's nowhere to break out where everyone was selected on their roster.
Obviously, I'm not knocking your stars, but what I'm saying is, with all of the accumulated draft picks that they've had, they found guys that maybe other teams wouldn't have found to be able to contribute and build this team and put this team together. So it's a combination of not only the first round picks, but other guys they found in the later rounds as well that have helped get this team and propel this team to, and they got picks that they can probably ship off to somebody else and get a star.
Yeah, but do you want to
another one?
The chemistry of that
well,
team?
that's a good question to have. That's a good problem to have if you want to make that decision. Most teams would love to have that decision. Hawks.
Well, you could have said a lot of teams have that decision. But I mean, that's not really something that I think a lot of GMs look at. I think a lot of times they get dazzled by the idea of adding a star. And they're like, oh, we're so good, but if we had this guy, oh man. And it throws off the balance that you've built amongst the team. And, you know, I think a lot of times we've seen it 100 times over where it's like, looks good on paper, doesn't roll out on the court. Doesn't roll out on the court exactly the way you hoped. So, I think that the way that, and I kind of liken what OKC's done to sort of where Cleveland is right now, where you've got your stars, but you've got people coming off the bench. You've got deep guys coming in that are making a difference in games.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
That, you know, I think it's going to keep OKC where they need to be. But to Rob's point, yeah, Shay's the guy that's going to go out and score 40, 45, 50. I mean, his stat lines the last 2 weeks have been nuts. 40, 42, 43, 51. I mean, he's just all over the place. Does that get you to the MVP? Maybe. I mean, this year maybe, because your team is unbeatably good. It has not shown a lot of cracks. So if you could put those numbers up and your team is winning, I think that helps a lot. And like Rob said, Denver started slow, bounced back, and now we're starting to pay a lot more attention to what Joker and Murray are doing together. But
I will give you Lou Dort. Lou Dort is the only one that went undrafted.
Dort.
Yeah.
Dort. My favorite.
But everybody else was like first round.
All right, we mentioned the Cavs. Let's talk about the Cavs. They've won 14 straight for the second time this season.
They're killing it.
Holy Jesus. They are on a rip, man. 14 straight, second time they've done it. On nights, too, where they've had spotty shooting from Donovan, from Darius, from Mobley, they're finding ways to get it done. I think the carrying point for them has been, let's go ahead and see it. Let's go ahead and see it in the postseason. Because while it's been great in the regular season this year, how is that going to translate to a 5-game series, to a 7-game series? And if they continue to play this way, I think pretty well. But I don't know. On maybe an untested team going into the postseason, no matter how well they've played?
I just wanted B to go over there, and whoever the GM of the Atlanta Hawks is, just go over there and
Landry Fields.
Go ahead and slap him. for making them even better.
Well, here's the thing.
I think that pushed him over the top, man.
It may have,
that move made him push
especially
him
the way
over
he's
the top.
playing too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's what made him. I think people got to realize his contract was immovable over the last couple of seasons because of the way that he looked. Him being in the starting lineup, between him being in the starting lineup, his defense declining, the scoring declining, and the fact that he was hurt so much. You can't trade a guy that has a $90 million contract and those three are going against you. So the fact that they were able to bring him off the bench, only worry about really scoring the ball, being the main scoring option coming off the bench and playing defense and not have to worry about so much, that really accelerated and ascended his game back to where it needed to be, which then made him movable. His stock rose. So you knew you had to get him off your books. You just had to wait for him to ascend a little more in order to make it easier. And you sold him high, and you had to. So I get why they did it, because this Hawks team ain't. I mean, look, I love them, but they're not going anywhere. We've seen this story before. They're not going anywhere.
No, and
just being honest,
they continue to show that they're not. Here's the funny thing: as good as Boston has looked, and they've looked real good the last several nights. 5 straight, shooting the lights out of the ball. We had undrafted rookie Sam Hauser scored 23 points in the fourth quarter the other night against Utah, 7 for 10 from 3 in the third quarter. Tied Larry Bird's record for the most three-pointers in a game in the third quarter. And it wasn't his record. It was just Larry's career high was 7 in a game. And they're still 7.5 games behind the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's just, okay. There you go, Cleveland.
Crazy.
There you go, Cleveland. We've had a lot of NFL free agency officially starts today.
Yeah.
So I do love the frenzy of NFL free agency.
Before we go to that, man, you know, we got that sad news about Junior Bridgman dying, man.
Yeah.
Man, that was when I heard that, man, because you think about a pioneer for Black athletes, especially NBA players, and his ability to franchise and take this whole thing to a new level. Yeah. You know, it's because of him. A lot of guys really got into franchise. They didn't know anything about it. And so Junior was a pioneer. So, man, you know, I just want to say a little blessings to him and his family, because, you know, everybody, no matter who it was in the NBA, looked up to this guy quietly. You know, he was a quiet guy, unassuming, but, man, we all looked up to him and inspired to be like him. So, thank you, Junior, for opening up doors that a lot of people don't know you open up.
Yeah, I think, owned over 100 businesses, restaurants, and things like that. When you see a guy like that, I think he made less than $300,000 or so during his career, but then was able to. He's one of the other kind of poster childs of being able to take what you may have made in the NBA and really kind of catapult it into something even greater post NBA. And I think especially for a lot of Black athletes, you know, you only have a few guys like that have been able to kind of show you what you can do post your athletic career, and being able to realize that, hey, you as a basketball player and athlete is just a season of your life. Use this as a springboard to be able to provide for your family for a much longer period of time and develop a lot more wealth than what you already have. And he's one of the poster childs of that. So I think that type of example is really going to be missed amongst, when it comes to everybody, but especially the Black community.
See, I think he is the poster child, because you know it's amazing, man, what he was able to do, and this is one of the things that I tell my kids all the time. It's always about the relationships you make throughout your lifetime. You know, respect everybody you come across, because you never know who that person has ties to and what is able to do for you. And Junior, he really used his relationships and his, you know, everything he had in his tool belt to, like, you know, advance his career after basketball.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. Yeah. Well, definitely worth mentioning. All right. Well, look, back to NFL free agency real quick here. Oh my goodness. I do love it. Justin Fields agreed to a 2-year, $40 million deal with the Jets.
I think 30 guaranteed.
Justin Fields gets $30 million guaranteed to play for the Jets.
I hope they got really good health insurance, because that boy gonna be running for his life. Lord Jesus,
running for my life, Shai.
Oh my God. Dude. And now, granted, he didn't have a hell of a run in Chicago, but New York, dude. I mean, I look. I grew up in New Jersey. I hate the New York media. It is hard. It is unfair at times. Not that really a lot of media is, but New York especially. And he's got $30 million guaranteed, and he's going to play for the Jets.
Get your money, dog.
Dude, I guess so, man. Get your payday because it ain't gonna be fun. Sam Darnold, 3 years, $100 million. Oh, to go play for the Seattle Seahawks. $55 million guaranteed to Sam effing Darnold.
And this is a guy who was almost out the fucking league.
He was gone. He was out the door.
He had a really good year last year.
He sure did. He sure did. But man, alive.
But they needed it.
Man.
They had to spend that money after they traded Geno to the Raiders.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, B-Dog, you were hopeful for it. You were correct. Cooper Kupp out. Devontae Adams in. They signed Devontae, the Rams did, to a 2-year, $44 million contract.
Yep.
Nice little payday for Devontae Adams, and I think that they're gonna have a field day with him in LA. He's gonna be a nice addition to that offense, man.
I saw a lot of people complaining about, I'm gonna miss Cooper Kupp, Triple Crown winner, Super Bowl MVP,
one of the best that I think has done it in a while.
Yeah, a lot of people talking, well, why would you go release him and then sign a 32-year-old Devontae Adams? Well, one, ever since the Super Bowls, Cooper has not played more than 12 games over the last 3-4 seasons, whereas Devontae is the complete opposite. He's been healthy. He's just been on bad teams. He's just been on bad things and still produced. So you got a guy who's coming back to his home state, which he said he wanted to do, and is in a system now that I think can help kind of add a little bit of youth to him. And I think he'll be rejuvenated playing with a guy like Matthew Stafford. So I think the league gonna see a show out in LA this year.
Rob, what's the vibe in LA for Devontae Adams?
None.
Great. There you go.
It's not disrespect to anybody older, but it just hasn't been. When you think about the people out here and the way they love Cooper Kupp, and now he's out, it's like it's a lot of sadness. And so no matter how great Devontae Adams is right now they're like, well, you got to get on that field and prove it to us, because right now, you're replacing a legend in their mind. So it's no feel about it right now, because you think about it, you have Donaldson leaves, like, oh, now you got Cooper Kupp. Think about it, in the last 2 years they've lost 2 of their cornerstones on that team, and so they're right now they're like, okay, you better come, show me. So it's
the Freddie Freeman Matt Olson dilemma. You sign Matt Olson, who's a great first baseman in Atlanta, but you lose the legend in Freddie Freeman, who goes on to win a World Series in LA. But seriously though, when Freddie left Atlanta, people were sideways about it because he was just so beloved. And I think Cooper's got that same sort of vibe where the community and I think the fan base really, really loves him. So even though okay, this is probably the best decision, and even though you got somebody coming in to help fill that gap who's great, it's still hard. It's never easy to lose a player like that the fan base really loves. Just go ask Dallas. Let's go to Dallas and see them ripping down.
And Puka. And then Puka Nikola, the receiver that went to 12, with the number 12, so he gave up 17 for Devontae. So that transition also happened.
So there's that.
Yep.
It's funny how
if I'm him, I'm like, no, dude. I know you probably paid him. Like, no, you a rookie and you starting out your career and you killing in that number. I'm like, I'm a superstitious type of guy.
I was gonna say that's superstition
like,
right there. That is athlete superstition.
I'm not giving up my number. No,
don't change anything. Yeah,
you better drop the one and come in this bitch as number 7.
All right. So what was your superstition? What was your superstition? What did you have? You had one, right?
I just had to eat the same thing before every game.
So that was it?
College. Yeah, in college I had to drink a milkshake and listen to Public Enemy. That's the only thing I do.
But it's like routine. Like you fall into it, and
routine.
it's just like, okay, this is what I have to do in order to play the way I want to play. Yeah.
Just look how bad my numbers were when I was wearing number 5. I was starting at number 25.
25 was a starter.
Number 5 was coming off the bench.
5 was coming off the bench.
4 shots a game.
Warming the wood. That's what number 5 was doing. All right, let's. It's funny how fast money can fix a problem, right? Myles Garrett, get me the hell out of Cleveland. I want out of Cleveland. I'm demanding a trade. I'm not. Wait. I'm sorry. What? How much you gonna pay me? 4 years, $204 million with a no trade clause. No, I love Cleveland. What are you guys talking about? That's my favorite place to be. You guys are crazy. Myles Garrett gets that deal done in Cleveland, which I thought, I mean, dude, I've always said this. It's really, really hard for me when a player hits the media and goes, I want out of here. Then they get paid. They're like, I was just kidding. Like, it's you got to earn my trust back now, man. I know you don't want to be here. You're only here for the money.
It was going to be hard to. I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't have been traded, but it was going to be very difficult
hard.
to trade.
Yes, I get it, but he obviously is unhappy.
It was going to be a Herschel Walker type trade where you gonna give me everything, the baby and the bath.
What else you got? Yeah, trade me a few random citizens, and just throw in everybody you can.
You might have to throw in a stadium too. Think about Myles Garrett, man. I don't know if everybody has ever seen this guy out of uniform, but you talk about a guy who's just built like a brick house. In a crazy athlete.
Oh no, he's a hell of a player.
I'm like, dude, this dude can just fill out. And then you watch him on the basketball court. He killed on the basketball court.
Does he?
Yeah, he can hoop. Yeah, he can hoop.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So that lets you know he can move right there.
I have such a hard time. I have such a hard time getting over it. I want out of town. We paid you. I love it here. I don't know. I know. I get it. It's the way sports is. I get it. But oh man, it's hard as a fan to get over that kind of crap. And then last note for NFL free agency. Then we're gonna do big shot of the week, and we're gonna do a fun game called Rebranding. Oh no, this is gonna be fun. All right, so Josh Allen may have had arguably the best 100 days of any man's life. He got engaged to Haley Steinfeld on November 29th. He won the NFL MVP on February 6th. And then he signed a 6-year, $330 million contract on March 9th with $250 million guaranteed, the most guaranteed money ever given in NFL history.
Yep.
What's up?
Who's Haley Steinfeld?
Kate Bishop.
Who is that?
See, we went nerd and we lost Harper. Hawkeye. Hawkeye show, the girl who, the female Hawkeye, she was in Bumblebee. She's the voice. She's the voice of Gwen Stacy in the Into the Spider-Verse movies. She's been in a lot of stuff.
I never knew her name.
A lot of stuff. Yeah.
But now you say, Hawkeye. Oh, okay, I know.
Yeah, I know who Kate Bishop is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's been in a ton of stuff. And by the way, Bumblebee, I told my daughter and I were talking about this morning. I don't know why. Wildly underrated movie. Really funny.
Well, Bumblebee?
Yeah. With her when she buys Bumblebee and he's hiding out under. Good movie, underrated. Might be the best Transformers movie. Crazy underrated. But what?
Wasn't she in Pitch Perfect too?
Yes, I think she was. She was in Pitch Perfect. You're absolutely right. She was in the second one.
Pitch Perfect 2.
Yeah, the second one.
Not also.
No, not also, but the second one. Yeah, she was in the second one. She's been in a ton of stuff. But
she's been in a lot of stuff, man.
200.
That's a lucky motherfucker.
I'll tell you what, man. And then he got $250 million of guaranteed money and an NFL MVP. Now, if he can throw a Super Bowl title in there somewhere, maybe life gets a little better. But that's a hell of a contract for Josh Allen.
That's a hell of a run.
Deserves every penny of that, by the way, because he has really brought the Bills back. And now they've had weapons, and they've made good moves surrounding. But I mean, he has really gotten the Bills.
So he was about to be in the same situation as Colin on SNL.
Oh, Jost, where he's getting outranked by his wife. Yeah.
That shit was funny too. I love SNL.
I do too. There's the thing. We watch SNL every week. Most weeks we are wildly disappointed in 90% of the show. And this week was really not a whole huge exception. I thought most of the show was just, it was okay. The bit with Lord Gaga on Weekend Update, where he's like, can you imagine your wife making more money than you, huh? Colin, could you even, and like dwarfing your income. And it's like looking at Jost the whole time who's just shaking his head. He's getting destroyed by, and like, he's had a hell of a career. He's the head writer on Saturday Night Live. He was Pop Culture Jeopardy. He's had a monster carear, and his wife makes him look like a hobo. I mean, just like he can't buy a pair of shoes compared to the money she makes. $20 million a flick she's getting. Oh,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, money's wild out there. We got to find a way to make
sense. Did Harp tell you what I did to him the other night?
No, what happened?
Whoa, hold on, pause. Let's get to the point.
No.
Don't pause. Don't just stop there. Just get to the point.
Simmer on that and move on.
No.
Okay.
Harp was mad because I sent him a picture when I was at the game the other night.
when you were at the Lakers game?
Oh,
Yeah, I was at the Laker game.
Okay.
I sent him a picture. I was
What-
with his girlfriend.
Uh-oh. Did you run into Taylor Rooks?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
She said, tell Harp I said hi and I miss him.
she didn't say that. She didn't say that. You probably didn't even mention the fact that she's been on this podcast before.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
She has to remember.
Yeah,
I think we played
I
Walmart
said-
or Waffle House with Taylor Rooks, didn't we?
But you say she has to remember, but that girl is busy. She's been on a
everywhere.
lot of
She's
stuff.
been
I
on
told.
tons
I
of
was
times.
like, I said, thank you again for being on our podcast. And Harp says he misses you. Can I take a picture and send him? She's like, sure. and the bad part is like, I did the old thing where I hit the wrong button and the flip, and then she was on the road as a whole. That's why she's like this, like.
Oh.
So.
That's all right. I'm gonna get my picture. Don't even worry about it.
It's gotta happen.
That's exactly what I said to Rob too when he said, "I'm gonna get my picture one day. Don't even worry about it." Mm-hmm. My day gonna come.
Till that temporary restraining order hits, and then.
Oh no, ain't nothing like that. You know,
Okay,
I ain't
good.
crazy.
Yeah. Well, we established early in the show that maybe you are.
I ain't crazy.
All right, let's do big shot of the week. I think this is a cool story, and it's a little bit of a story, and then we're going to get to our game. Nicole Munda and Jess Coleman, who's a man's name. Here's why they're getting big shot of the week. This is all the way starts back in 2001. This girl, Nicole, had never been to a NASCAR race, so her and her friend drove 4.5 hours from their home in Vegas to Phoenix International Speedway. She was diagnosed at 29 with acute liver disease, so she didn't have a long time to live. So her friend's like, let's go on an adventure. We'll go to a NASCAR race. They sit down to start chatting with the guy next to him, find out the guy next to him is also from Carson, Nevada, and knows this girl's mom and is somehow like connected to the family. They start chatting. They get to know each other. They exchange numbers. Time goes on. They start dating. They get engaged, and they get married. And he marries this girl knowing that she's got this disease and she's probably not going to live that long. Until they test the husband and find out that he is a perfect match.
Wow.
And he donates blood and liver tissue to her to extend her life. And just like that, so instead of a honeymoon, they went to the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix, and within a few weeks, she was starting to get better, and her disease is on the mend, and she's going to live because she went on a random adventure with a friend 20-something years ago. Met this dude, got married, and is going to survive because of it.
Wow.
That's one of the craziest, weirdest, like, the universe put that into your life kind of stories I've ever heard.
That's the best thing you can say, man. It's
Holy
like,
cow.
Your guardian angel is looking out for you big time, so putting you guys together, and a perfect match? What are the odds, man?
Oh, dude, no, it's like they tested all these different people, and nobody, because she's got a rare blood type. I think if I'm not mistaken, and I read the story and I should have wrote it down, I didn't, but she's AB negative, which is what I am. It's extremely rare. It's like 1 in every 20,000 people or some nonsense. Very rare.
Do you know your blood type?
I don't.
I don't either.
You don't either? And I only know mine because it's rare.
Well,
Because I had a
you
doctor
did have
say
an
to me,
episode.
oh, well, you better be careful because you got pretty rare blood. And I was like, ooh.
And then you had that episode too, so.
Yeah. I mean, you spend some time in the hospital, you learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah, my wife knows her blood type, too, but I don't.
Yeah.
And I asked my mom, and she's like, huh? I'm like, no, baby.
Yeah.
Shit.
She's like, I don't know that
What's
shit.
yours,
Just don't get hurt. You'll be fine. Walk it off. All right. Thanks, Mama. Thanks, Mama. All right. Let's do this week's game, which I think I'm excited for because there's an actual like theme here, and I'm going to explain it to you. So we're a couple weeks away from baseball season, as we sort of talked about earlier in the show. We're all baseball fans on the show. We're all sports fans in general, but baseball, I mean, obviously I love baseball. There is this funny trend that's growing amongst minor league teams in baseball and other sports, hockey, basketball, where they're rebranding as something silly for like a week or two. And I saw a couple of them pop up this week, and I'm like, this can't be real. And sure enough, it's real. So I'm going to give you guys a rebranded team and the sport they play in. You just have to tell me, is it real or is it bullshit?
Bullshit.
All right, so in baseball.
What the hell you talking about?
We'll start with the hill. Where is? I haven't heard from in a minute. Where the hell is he? What the hell are you talking about?
The hell you talking about?
Thank you, Kwame. All right, in baseball, there is going to be a temporary rebranded team called the Erie Pepperoni Balls. Is that true or is that fake?
I'm gonna go with true just because I like the way it sounded.
I'm gonna roll with true.
And you're both gonna get a point there. Yeah, that's true. Where's my little bell? It's not here. Yeah, that's true. It's the Erie Seawolves. They rebranded for a week as the Erie Pepperoni Balls. How do we not get some Erie Pepperoni Balls shirts somewhere? Come on, Erie, step up. All right.
I know they got a website where you can buy this stuff from, right?
Oh, they do. Yeah, they do. Because there's one coming up later that I'm 100% going to get. In baseball, the Akron Sauerkraut Balls.
BS.
I'm gonna say false.
Oh, and just like that, you both take back any good credit that you've earned. That is true. By the way, the team's real name is the Akron Rubber Ducks. They rebranded as the Sauerkraut Balls for 2 weeks. But
did you say? I thought Harp said yes. You said
he
no.
said
I
BS.
said BS.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
All right. In football, the Grant Lake Hooters.
Hooters.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
I'm gonna say for marketing purpose, no, because there's a Hooters around the corner.
Oh, look at you. And the point goes to
Rob.
Robert Ory.
makes sense.
That's actually the school from Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. the Grant Lake Hooters. All right. In football, the London Silly Nannies.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard of that one.
And just like
Oh,
that.
No, that's in the
both
movie. That's in the
wrong.
movie. No, it's in the movie.
Family
It's in the
Guy
movie.
is what it is.
No,
It's
in the
Family
movie.
Guy,
It's in
damn
the
it. The
movie.
London Silly Nannies. It's the
I
team
just remember that. No.
Peter plays for the Patriots, and they hate him, so they trade him to the London Silly Nannies. Yeah, that's a Family Guy joke.
I forgot
All
about
right.
that.
In baseball,
I said it because I heard it before. That's why I said, yeah. I'm
you
like,
got
oh, no,
excited
no.
and it shot you in the face. All right. In baseball, the Wichita Chili Buns.
Chili buns. I'm gonna say true.
Yeah.
All right, Harp's nodding along. And that's a point for both of you. Yeah, that is true. It was the Wichita Wind Surge, who I love minor league baseball name teams because they just don't make any sense. And then they
Surge.
rebranded that. All right, in baseball, the next one, the Jersey Diners.
I would say yes because I like the way that just sounds like something Jersey would do.
The Jersey Diners. Man, I'm gonna say BS.
Oh, the point goes to. Oh, can I hit the button? Thank you, Robert Ory. Yeah, no, it's the Somerset Patriots, rebranded to the Jersey Diners, and this was the one that I'm getting because growing up in Jersey, you lived
That's
in
what-
diners, and the logo is dope because it's a
I
diner
was
style logo.
going to say that. But
I
said no.
literally I had stuff in the cart on their website, and I'm like, I don't need to spend money on this. I don't need to spend money on this, and then I regretted not ordering it. I was going to order a Jersey Diners hoodie. All right, in basketball, the Cleveland Rocks. Obviously, a nod to the Drew Carey show there, but was this done in real life? The Cleveland Rocks.
I would say yes because that's like their logo. That's like their mantra over there. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
I'm gonna go yeah as well.
Okay. And each of you are going to get a point. Yeah, that is real. The G League's Cleveland Charge changed their name to the Cleveland Rocks for a short period of time, complete with a pet rock mascot. In hockey.
Night games.
Exactly. In hockey, the Springfield Isotopes.
All right, I'm gonna shoot from the hip. I'm gonna say no.
That's BS because that's Homer's team.
It is,
Homer lives in Springfield.
but this was a
And the
real
Isotopes?
rebrand.
Is it?
No, yeah, it was. So neither of you going to get a point on this one. It's
That's like a trick.
the AHL's Springfield Thunderbirds, as a nod to The Simpsons, rebranded for a couple of weeks as the Springfield Isotopes, spelled
Oh, my
ice,
goodness.
ICE, isotopes, for a week. So yeah,
Oh
they
my
did it.
goodness.
Another jersey I want to order, by the way, as a Simpsons fan. In baseball, the Faber College Mongols.
Faber College?
Faber College
Faber? I'm gonna call BS on that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay. Obviously, Harper has never watched Animal House because that is the school from Animal House favorite college. So, no, that one's a BS. So, the point for Rob. Very good. All right, a couple more. In football, the Miami Sharks.
No. BS.
Okay.
Fellas, though I've heard that somewhere, but not in real life. So I'm gonna say no.
Okay, very
Steaming
good.
Beeman. Steaming Beeman.
Stephen Willie
Yeah.
Beeman. That's the team from Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday. That's what I was.
You're
I was like, wait a
absolutely
minute. I knew that. I couldn't
That's what I
remember. I
knew.
said I knew they were. I
the
knew they were the
ladies
Sharks, but I couldn't remember the. I couldn't remember the city, but
Yeah,
I
there
knew
you
they
go.
were the Sharks.
Also an underrated movie. I don't know if it gets
Oh, this is yes.
This is a good movie. I'll tell you, Pacino's Inches speech from that movie,
Yeah.
outstanding. Just outstandanding.
My favorite part. You're gonna go in there and run down by the car. This some bullshit. Get out of my face.
Yeah, LL Cool J, good movie. All right, a few more. Let's do in baseball, the Reading Whoopies. The Reading Whoopies.
William Reddington. Do you know who William Reddington is?
I've heard that name, but I don't know why I've heard that name. I know Raymond Reddington from the
That's what I was trying to
from the
Raymond
Blacklist.
Reddington. Yeah. Yeah, Raymond. Is it,
Man, got that man name all wrong.
Yeah,
I know it,
he's
right?
trying to drop it on me like, you ever heard of this guy? I'm like, well, I've heard of the right name.
Um,
The Reading Whoopies.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna just go on a good note.
Okay.
Whoopee.
Yeah, no, you're both right. Yeah, the Reading Whoopies. They were the Reading Fightin' Phils, minor league team for the Phillies. They rebranded as the Whoopies to try and showcase their whoopie pie dessert that they sell at the stadium. The Whoopies. All right, we'll do three more. In baseball, the Hartford Thunder Chickens.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna go yes.
Ooh, point two. Robert Ory. Yeah, no. The Hartford Yard Goats is actually the name of the team. They rebranded for a week as the Hartford Thunder Chickens because apparently there are, and I didn't know this, tens of thousands of wild turkeys in Connecticut. I didn't
Seriously?
know. I swear I didn't know Connecticut had a turkey problem, but apparently Connecticut's overrun with turkeys.
That's funny.
All right, last one. The Arizona Tech Fighting Hens.
Arizona Tech.
The Arizona Tech Fighting Hens.
Yep.
I'll go with yep too.
Okay. And just like that, you both end the game on a down note. No, that was the school from How I Met Your Mother. They went to the Arizona. They were Arizona Tech, and they were the Arizona Tech Fighting Hens, which was not a real team. I did skip one just because it was another Hartford team. The Hartford Bouncing Pickles. The Hartford Bouncing Pickles.
Just because you skipped it, I'm gonna say yes.
This is the stupidest thing ever.
All right, before I answer, I'm gonna say pause first.
Okay.
But as crazy as that sounds, it's too crazy for it not to be true. It's all true.
Yeah. Also, the Hartford Yard Goats, another rebrand they did, drawing inspiration from the old Connecticut Blue Law. What is going on in Connecticut? The Blue Law stated that you couldn't. It banned the sale of pickles that didn't bounce in Connecticut.
Hey,
So-
we ain't gonna go there.
No, I knew where you were going. I know where you're going. It's okay. It's
Yeah, I'm
okay to
gonna
go there.
leave that one alone.
It's okay to go there. So nobody's moving to Connecticut unless your pickle bounces. They check you apparently at the state line. Your pickle bounce? Okay, you're good.
Hey.